Everybody. We welcome you to this edition of News You Can Use. I'm so glad to have you rejoin us here at LaSalle TV. Today on the program, I've got a special treat. I've got a special treat for my viewing audience today. Leah Murphy is going to join us, and she's a certified professional coach, sought after speaker, and author. She's based in Philadelphia, but she is international, okay? So we're looking forward to shining the spotlight on her. She's got a wonderful women's event, a conference coming up in the month of March. It's going to be on Saturday, March 21st. She's going to tell us all about that on this edition of News You Can Use. When we turn the page a little bit later on in the program, we'll talk with Mr. Bob Lott. Bob Lott is a filmmaker and documentarian, and he'll share his story when we get to him. But right now, we're going to take a quick break. We'll come back, and our first guest, Leah Murphy, will join us. Stay with us right here at LaSalle TV. Glad to be here, Thera Martin, with you on this edition of News You Can Use.
Very much happy to meet you.
Wow.
Good to see you.
It is good to see you, but you didn't say that. You said you can use Rebooted. I'm Thera Martin, and I am glad to be back at LaSalle TV. And now the program continues. Glad to have you with us at News You Can Use today. And on the program in our first segment, we've got a very special guest. Leah Murphy is her name. She is a certified professional coach, sought after speaker, and author. And she has Career Gems for the Journey. She's the president and the founder of that organization. And I'm just so glad to have you. Thank you for being with me today, Leah.
Thank you, Thera. I appreciate the invite. I'm excited to be with you too.
You look like a beautiful fashion model. You're supposed to be on the front cover of O Magazine and Essence and Ebony and several other magazines. You look
I will take girl. I will take all those flowers. I appreciate it. Your energy is always so infectious, and I always enjoy having a great conversation with you.
Absolutely. Tell our viewing audience first about a little bit about your organization that you started, Career Gems for the Journey, and what inspired you to start.
Yeah, so I have been running Career Gems for the Journey after founding it about 6 years now. And that work was really driven by, I had a long corporate career where I was able to be in critical decision-making rooms and leading massive projects for large organizations. And after doing that for a number of years, I realized that there was an area that I wanted to pursue more deeply. And that was really executive coaching. And that was because I knew that there are resources that are being given to people inside of those organizations. And I wanted to be a part of helping leaders grow their career. And I personally had an amazing executive coaching experience when I was online or in line to be vice president of an engineering organization. And I knew then after that experience that it was something that I was really connected to and that it was going to be a value proposition because so many of my peers had not gotten that level of executive coaching and support. And I'm telling everybody about it and excited because I had this fantastic experience and then I'm getting blank stares. So I knew that there was an area of an opportunity. I knew that there was a white space in the market. And I thought, well, why not me? And I had the phenomenal opportunity to start the business. And since then, we have grown and evolved from executive coaching. We also still provide that service, but we do professional development services, leadership development courses. And then we also have the Career and Care Summit, which is our baby, right? That's the newest part of our business that we're really excited for 2026.
Mm-hmm. And then the publishing part of this, you've got what, 2 books out now?
I do. In maybe 4 years ago, I wrote a book about salary compensation. And the real big, the elephant in the room in a lot of discussions is that women are often not taught how to negotiate for proper compensation. And after having sat in multi-million-dollar negotiations in my corporate roles, I knew for a fact that I was the only woman at the table oftentimes. So it was a skill that I had the privilege to be able to cultivate and to do it through, with somebody else's money, right? I can negotiate with somebody else's money for a lot of the deals that I was able to be a part of. So to be able to distill that down and bring it to an audience of people meant a lot to me because it put me on a mission to teach 10,000 women how to learn how to negotiate for better compensation. So as we thought about what are the areas in which we could have the biggest impact inside of my organization, salary negotiation was one of them. And then my second book is an anthology that I got to participate in. You may see it in the background here. It was Triumph in the Trenches, which was really an opportunity to collaborate with phenomenal authors across the world. And we got to do work together to really tell our stories about business and how to navigate
Mhm.
corporations and corporate environments, which is even more relevant now as we think about the news cycle and what we're seeing. Triumph in the Trenches, I think, was ahead of its time in
Mhm.
being a green book resource for folks who are navigating corporate America, nonprofit leadership, or even academia.
Well, I was blessed to be in the building last year at Community College of Philadelphia when you hosted your career summit, Gems for the Journey, and the women who participated. I don't know where you found all those diamonds and jewels, but they were just amazing women, and I could tell that they weren't all from the same walk of life. There were some who may have been, in professional corporate positions, and some who were just really getting started with their careers. And that was such a blessing to have that mix in the room. So there was some networking going on too. Some mentoring was
100%.
happening right in the room.
Yeah, so it's interesting because we thought the Career and Care Summit needed to happen, but I wasn't sure that it was us that needed to be hosting in-person events, right? We are mostly a behind the scene organization that really helps larger companies and individuals stand out in the crowd. So to come full circle and then be compelled really with this vision of creating an environment where professional women across industries, so there's no need for competition. There's no concern about a coworker or someone else who might be in a competitor organization because we are all coming from different walks. That was from big corporate CPGs, corporate consumer goods companies. There were from nonprofit leaderships who are really anchored in Philadelphia. There were lots of folks who were in the academic space. We have folks from universities coming across the region. So it gave this richness that otherwise I hadn't seen really cultivated anywhere else. So that was intentional because we wanted to create what we call at Career Gems for the Journey, those day two relationships, right? A lot of us have our day one relationships, people that we've known for many, many years and that we trust. And then when you're navigating your career, those day two relationships can make a big difference. Those are the relationships that can help you get a business deal, help you get a new job, help you get a promotion, help you get funding for your business. So those day two relationships we know to be mission critical as women are navigating their second act or that 35 to 55-year-old range as we're thinking about our lives and careers. So we wanted to cultivate that in the room. And we had just the most phenomenal women that were able to join us, that chose to take the time to invest in themselves, in their
Yes.
career and care
Mm.
with us last year in 2025, and we're going to do it all again for the second annual Career and Care Summit. We could
Mhm.
not be more thrilled. The lineup is even better for
Mhm.
speakers and
Mhm.
sponsors for last year, if you can believe that, Thera, since you were able to be there with us. So we're
Mhm.
really looking forward to all that's going to come. And I think one of the things we were most excited about is we got the chance to partner with the National Black MBA Association, which is a local nonprofit organization that really is doing the work to make sure that we create the right access for professional development and to work with a nonprofit organization that's based in Philadelphia, that understands our population,
Mhm.
and that has already been doing programming. We
Yeah.
thought that was the right combination for us. So we're really excited to have them as our nonprofit partner.
Now, I wanted to have you on purposely this early in the season, if you will, because I want people to really have an opportunity to hear about this wonderful conference and for women to be able to get their payment together so that they can be there. This is a ticketed event. It's not a free conference. But so how can people learn more and how can they get registered in advance?
100%. So I appreciate that. It is a ticket event, as Thera mentioned, and you can get your ticket at gemsforthejourney.org. That's gemsforthejourney.org. And the tickets are available right now and they're on sale. We are aligned with the Philadelphia 250th, which many of your listeners may be familiar with, where it's the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. So Philadelphia has so much historic relevance and so much really deep history that we wanted to make sure we brought that forward at the Career and Care Summit this year. And that makes it a 2 day event. So we're doing a mixer on Friday, March 20th from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Belmont Mansion. And we're really excited for that. That is an enhancement. So folks get a chance to connect with one another in an informal setting with the beautiful backdrop of Philadelphia in the background. And that's our Friday night mixer on March 20th. And then on March 21st, folks are going to join us for the entire Career and Care Summit. And that's going to be from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. on March 21st at the Community College of Philadelphia. And both of those tickets to the mixer and to the summit are available on our website at gemsforthejourney.org. And if you buy a ticket to the summit, your mixer ticket is included at no additional cost. So we wanted to make sure that we gave folks a rich experience that was robust, but also gave folks a chance to be able to connect informally and to be able to have the summit experience with our speakers and our sponsors and everyone who's going to be in the room. So we're excited for that.
I love it. I love it. So now I want to go back to the name of your conference, Career and Care. So to me, that speaks to, yeah, the professional piece, and that's so important. And we want to see people rise up and do well. But the care part, too often, particularly us as women, we're always so busy taking care of everybody else and doing our jobs, professional jobs, but we don't take care of ourselves. So you incorporated that into your event.
I did. Thank you so much for noticing that, because what we recognize is in order to be successful in your career, you must have a system to take good care of yourself. And oftentimes there's a perception that we have to put part of ourselves on the shelf, right? I have to show up professionally. That means I can't have perimenopause, or I can't be navigating a life transition. I couldn't be navigating a divorce, or maybe bringing a child into the world. All of these parts of us are absolutely substantive, and we need to make sure that we are giving people the resources to do well in both areas if we want to see them succeed in career. So we knew that the data was telling us that we needed to incorporate care. So as a result of that, we have, coming back for the second time, we have an OBGYN, Dr. Sophia Lubin, who is absolutely phenomenal. We met her through the Dr. Sophia podcast, and she is just this very thoughtful expert who is a physician who's been managing women's health, or helping women manage their health, for decades. So we were excited to bring the expertise that my team and I, as executive coaches and professional development experts, bring to this summit, but we also wanted to make sure that we brought the right healthcare resources so that women got career and care, really all the bang for the buck that they could be looking for, because these are busy women, right, that have demanding jobs and high profile careers. But they still have questions. They still have needs that need to be met. And we wanted to make sure that we did all of that under one roof in one day. So we have a morning session where we're going to hear from speakers. And then we have individual smaller breakout sessions where you're going to get a chance to hear directly from healthcare professionals that can really help you to transform the way you take care of yourself.
And you have fabulous caterers to feed folks while they're there. So they get a breakfast, something to have in the morning. And then there's a beautiful lunch that you serve as well.
We do. So we are actually bringing back our last year partner, which our caterer, which is Bare Hand Love Cuisine, and they are one of our sponsors this year. So this is our second year getting to work with them. And Thera told you guys the food is top tier. It is delicious. We also believe that being able to sit down and have a meal in community with people makes a difference in how you build community and how you network and connect. So we were excited to bring Bare Hand Love back. So we'll have breakfast and lunch at the summit just to make you feel completely comfortable. So all you have to do is focus on being amazing in the day.
We want people to remember that website, gemsforthejourney.org. That's how you can get yourself pre-registered. Now, get on board early for the Gems for the Journey conference coming up on Saturday, March the 21st, on the campus of Community College of Philadelphia. It's going to be a wonderful day. And I'm only coming if you have 2 people there that I am just dying to see. Otherwise, I'm not coming. You know who that is?
I don't.
Mom and Dad. Your mom and dad. They were wonderful. They were wonderful.
Well, they will both be back this year. They're pretty popular, much more popular than I am, but Mom and Dad will be there. They've been my day one supporters, so I love Fantastic. To incorporate them in the day twos.
We look forward to seeing them. We look forward to seeing you and all the special ladies who will be in the room, your panelists, your guest speakers, everybody. It's going to be good. Gems for the Journey. I'm calling that part 2, happening on Saturday, March the 21st. Thank you so much, so very much for joining me today. Leah Murphy, we appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Thera.
All right. Take care now. We're going to come back in just a moment as we continue with this edition of News You Can Use. Mr. Bob Lott, he'll join us to talk about being a documentarian. Stay with us.
Yes, I need help with my daughter.
As you go about your daily life, look closer As you gather with family and friends, look closer. Every year across America, a staggering 4.2 million youth are homeless or trafficked. And for 50 years, Covenant House has worked relentlessly to keep them safe and protected. They get clean clothes, hot meals, medical care, and a safe place to sleep. So look closer at Covenant House. To help or get help, go to covenanthouse.org.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We're so glad that you're with us for part two of our program, News You Can Use. On this edition, in the first segment, we had the opportunity to talk with Leah Murphy and shine the spotlight on her and what she has coming up on March the 21st. But now we're going to talk with documentarian extraordinaire, Mr. Bob Lott. He is some kind of special for sure, and a documentary on his life story is going to be available very, very soon for everybody to see. Now, I know that by the time people see this show, what is happening at the Charles Blockson collection will have already taken place. But what an honor that Dr. Diane Turner thinks enough of you and your work, Bob, that some of your work would be included at the Charles Blockson collection on the campus of Temple University. That's pretty amazing. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here. And of course, I'm always glad to see and talk to you.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you for still being my friend, even though I sort of fell off on you in the last year and a half as I've been popping around just trying to earn money so that I can, pay my bills and take care of the things I need to do. But I missed some of the excitement of the work that Bob Lott has been doing.
Well, understand something. This documentary that you're talking about, you're one of two narrators throughout the entire documentary.
Yes.
You are.
Honored.
Well, you're a person that I have a lot of respect for, a lot of love for, and you've done a lot of things in your life. So it was good that and you worked with me on some projects. So it's been a good experience, and so it's just wonderful to be able to talk to you and see you. It's just a wonderful thing.
Yes. So now, let's talk a little bit about your history because you started out as an architect.
Yes.
And you went from being an architect to being a video documentarian that people know across the country and outside of our country, and over in the motherland, over in Brazil. People know Bob Lott for the work that you've done. But so how did you make that transition from architect to videographer?
Well, I always got to go back to high school and the teacher I had in the architectural drafting course that I took. For 3 years in 10th, 11th, and 12th grade, he didn't teach me anything. He made me teach myself, which in fact is why I got to be the kind of person that I am. Teaching myself, learning the business myself as opposed to being taught. When I changed professions and got into the film and video business, I didn't take a class for it. I just bought a small camera and I started playing with it. And because I look at television maybe a little differently than everybody else, doing video was easy. I could feel what I was shooting. I could see what I was shooting. I could edit what I was shooting to a point where people just seemed to like what I did. So it was an interesting experience. And as you know, I was in the video business for 1 year. And the next thing you know, me and Walt Gavin, who's a writer, he and I created the first Black music video program for national television, 55 cities across the country. Now,
I know that was an exciting time.
Yes, it was, but it was done again to teach our people who we are, because MTV, and I'll just say this, MTV came out, wouldn't put anything white on there, nothing. Except eventually they did put Michael Jackson in, and that started the whole process. So, but they were not making a lot of new music videos because there was no place for them to go on the air. That's why we did the Gavin and Lott show. So we had a place to put Black music videos. Consequently, as a result of that, record companies started producing more Black music videos. That's the beginning of my history in video.
And then you started going across the country, traveling to television stations, making pitches to get more stations to carry the show. Isn't that how it went?
I went to a lot of stations and cities to show them and convince them
Hmm.
to put the show on air, when in fact they really didn't see a reason to do that. But
Hmm.
well, I did get some, and as I got some, I got more and more. And
Hmm.
by the time we were done, we were in 55 cities across the country,
Hmm.
and Philadelphia being one of them. Philadelphia was, by the way, like almost the last city
What? Shame on us.
that would accept it. They didn't want the show. No, none of the three stations, 3, 6, and 10,
Hmm.
nobody wanted it until Michael Jackson got on MTV. Then
Hmm.
they called me up and said, "Yeah, we want your show now." I said, "Okay." So there we are.
Okay.
So that's a
Okay.
part of my history.
Okay, so that's a part of it. And then I don't know where you met Kenny Gamble along the way, but when you met Kenny Gamble, you started doing a lot of the video production work for Philadelphia International Records, right?
Yes.
Mm, mm,
Well,
mm,
in the 70s, uh,
mm,
I really liked music. That's why I got into that whole black music video television
mhm,
show.
mhm,
And I, it was because of the show, Kenny, it's in my documentary too. Kenny called me and said, "You're the man that's all over the country. You've got to be here in my building."
mhm,
So that got me into meeting and knowing Kenny Gamble. And for some reason, he liked what I did.
mhm.
He liked who I was. And the next thing you know, for the next 40 years, I was doing whatever video they needed for their recording artists, every one of them.
All right, drop a few names for us right quick. I mean, Teddy Pendergrass. Let's just start there.
Teddy Pendergrass,
Mm,
Tyler Bell, Billy Paul, who, by the way, I knew Billy Paul when I was a teenager before the whole world knew who he was.
mhm.
So,
Me and Mrs. Jones. If
yeah,
anybody out there don't know the name Billy Paul, that's the gentleman who sang the song "Me and Mrs. Jones." Mm,
yeah, I'll just say this real quick. Him and my brother were good friends. So I met Billy Paul before the world knew him.
mhm,
Met him when I
mhm,
was about 18 years old,
mhm,
with my brother. So when he got me and Mrs. Jones made PIR, Philly International Records, we got closer and closer together. He and I were just close, close, close.
mhm.
I got to be fairly close with all the recording artists at Gamble and Huff, because
Yeah.
I had a chance to interview each one of them.
Mhm. And people trusted you. There's something about your personality because you're a decent man and you're somebody who can be trusted. And so I guess it was kind of easy for celebrity types to feel comfortable around a Bob Lott.
Well, I like to be straight up with people. I don't play games,
Hmm. Hmm.
and I don't make up stuff.
Yes.
Everything you know about me is true. I
He's a tough taskmaster, y'all. Y'all should know that.
don't. Yes, I've done a lot of work, more work than in the film and video business here in Philadelphia than anybody anybody in Philadelphia. Period.
Hmm.
It's
Hmm.
just I've done all kinds of infomercials back in the 80s. I've done now music videos. Uh, T. Conway, who unfortunately just passed. I did a music video with his group.
Hmm.
So it's a world that I thought it would help those recording artists get to be more acceptable and more likable by the audience.
But so when will the world be able to see the documentary on Bob Lott?
Well,
No pressure, no pressure.
the only thing I can tell you is that I was talking to Diane over at the Bloxham Museum, and
Mhm.
she said, "You've got to do what?" First of all, let me get back a little bit. Because of the amount of things that I've done, and I ain't bragging, I've done a lot of things since I started the business in 1981 of
Mhm.
film and video, that people 30 years ago were saying, "You've done things that nobody else has done. You need to have a documentary." 30 years ago. I just
Mhm.
refused to do it
Right.
because I was not about putting my name out there like that. Just That's just not
Mhm.
me. It wasn't until my birthday now, almost 2 years ago, that several people again asked me to do it and said, before you get to be too old, you need to have your story out there so people know who you are. So I did make up my mind, and people don't even know how old I am. Apparently, I've gotten over kind of well. I don't look like I'm the age that I am. I don't know if I want to even tell you what age I am. But I've done a few things, and got into meeting Dr. A. Robinson Jr. Back in 1990. And he convinced me then to start producing projects and product that would educate our people, our people. And that started a whole new life for me. And that's what I've been trying to do since 1990, even though Dr. Robinson died in 2012. I've been working on all kinds of documentaries to help people learn who they are.
Yeah.
That's my world now.
And that is so very special indeed. Please give Teamwork Productions. So funny. When you Google it, there's so many companies out there that have a similar name or the same name, and it's like very frustrating for me. But please give the website where people can see your work, some of the work that you have available on your website. Give us that.
Okay, well, the name of the company is Teamwork Media Group International. So therefore, the website then is TMGI Films, films with an S.com. TMGIFilms.com. That's my website. And what you'll see when you go in there, there's a lot of pages because, again, I've done a lot in all areas of film and video.
That's what's up.
And so you'll see bits and pieces of films. Joan Pendergrass, Teddy Pendergrass's widow. She did a video on her. Did a video on our first Black mayor, W. Wilson Good. And the list goes on and on and on. I'm still doing documentaries, and because of a company called Dessert Club, I've been to Egypt 11 times.
Oh my gosh. Oh my
I've
gosh.
been to Ghana 4 times. I've been to Brazil. I've been to Spain. All about collecting footage to teach our people who we are and where we came from.
I love it. I love it. We're almost out of time. So real quick, I wanted to be able to give some credit to some of the folks who've been working with you more recently. Jerry Wells, who helped with the narration of your documentary, Sister Claire, and also Sparkle, 2 other people who have been with you for a long, long time. And I know that there were other people who have worked with you on good projects that you've worked on over the years. I'm being told we're out of time. So thank you to everybody who's worked with Bob Lott. And make sure you check out his documentary. It's going to be available soon, and we'll tell you about it right here on LaSalle TV, news you can use just as soon as it is available to the public. Thank you, Bob, for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you very much, and you have a good day.
You too. We appreciate you.
That's
it for us. We got to
more
wrap
than
it
a
up.
good day. You have a good life.
Thank you. You too. We're wrapping up on this edition of News You Can Use. Stay with us. You'll hear more about Bob Lott on a future show. Bye-bye.